MLB, y'all out of your league, we not the same person. I be doing this till I'm about 86, so this a holding my on the nurses.
Good evening and welcome. Glad to have you along. Here's the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Inside they have Giannis and Turner. Then there's Kevin Porter, and it's Jang in at the 3. And for the Grizzlies, Santi Aldama out there with Jalen Wells. Then there's Zach Edey. Then there's Ja Morant, and it's Coward in at the 2 guard. And coach, that long off season is over. The NBA is back. How happy are you to hear those words?
You have no idea. I've been waiting a long time for tonight, a game that counts. How great is this?
Antetokounmpo with the block.
A phenomenal defender. Antetokounmpo uses that length of his to come up with the block.
Porter looks it over. The shot no good. Excellent D there from Morant.
Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
Thanks to AT&T for that fantastic look from their connected cam. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Stan, when you talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, would you say he's one of the most unguardable players ever?
Well, BA's certainly got to be in the conversation. Besides maybe Wemby, we haven't seen anyone like Giannis when it comes to length and those long strides especially. Plus, he has that strength, too.
Clock at 2. Here's Wells. The rebound by the Bucks.
Thin margin of error right there. You have to work for a better shot.
And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Power and grace of Giannis, making it look easy like few others can.
Morant, the pass to Aldama. Some nice ball movement by Memphis. Pass to Coward. Here's Morant. It's hauled in by Rollins.
Loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Goes up from the block. No good. A bit long that time.
Tremendous defensive effort. Saving a bucket right there.
Well, he's such a competitor at that end of the floor. Never takes a possession off.
Aldama. That one's good for 2.
And at 7 feet tall, Aldama can burn you inside. Even with the contact, he's tough to contain at times.
Robbed. Here's Morant. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Morant's got his second basket of the game. And here's Antetokounmpo. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They trail by 1. Here's Turner. Pass to Rollins. Here's Coward. And here's Morant. He's guarded by Porter. Morant against Porter. Outside Morant. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here. Some changes for Memphis. Prosper's checked in for Edey, and it's Jackson in for Aldama. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Portis is checked in.
Well, the way that Morant is able to twist and contort through a defense, he is one of a kind in that regard.
And it's Antetokounmpo with a miss. Memphis leading by 4. And we know how loyal Giannis is to Milwaukee, but trade rumors continue.
Yeah, it's just the reality when you have a superstar player, but not much of a title shot. The sense is Giannis deserves to make another run at it somewhere.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
And Milwaukee decides to take their first time out here. Just an electrifying style on the court for Ja Morant. And Grant, he's not shy when it comes to confrontation.
Oh yeah, no, he's not ducking any smoke. But part of his maturation is choosing his battles, including trying to preserve his body from those fearless forays to the rim.
Milwaukee making some changes. Nance, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Jang. And it's Trent in for Porter Jr. And stolen by Jackson. Here's Prosper, guarded by Trent. Outside for Morant. From behind the arc. And another 3 for Memphis. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Grizzlies.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And I've also liked how they've attacked the opposition off of turnovers. I mean, just making them pay for every mistake out there.
Here's Morant, after the basket by Milwaukee on the other end. Pass to Jerome. Jackson on the wing, defended by Kuzma. Shot clock at 6. Here's Morant. Here's Prosper. And a great assist by Morant. Is that what... goes.
They're really working the paint now.
Here's Rollins, hounded by Morant. And Morant over to help. Trent on the wing. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. It'll be Grizzlies ball. And now a look back at last year's top shooting teams in the NBA. The fourth spot held by Milwaukee.
They were so consistent with their shooting. Maybe not lights out, but they played smart and didn't let good looks go to waste.
Here's Morant. That one no good. Oh, great D that time from Portis. Kuzma for three. Hits a three-pointer.
Yeah, range check there for Kuzma, and he knocks it down.
And here's Memphis. They're on a 15-5 run. Outside Morant. Pass to Jerome. Back to Morant. And there's Memphis with another bucket.
He gets his man on the ground and stays in rhythm on that shot. So special.
My goodness, he certainly got the defender with that move. My ankles are hurting all the way over here.
Here's Rollins. Rebounded by Prosper. And here's Morant. And so the first quarter is in the books. Grizzlies out in front, up 9. quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Memphis.
Well, so far, they've got things rolling along nicely at the offensive end.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
We've got Brandon Clark, also Jalen Wells out there. And it's Edey in at the 5 down low. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around. Well, that's a smart play, taking advantage of the mismatch in close.
Here's Antetokounmpo. He's got 5, and really an offensive transformation for the Grizzlies since 2024, Grant.
Yeah, they're pushing the pace, playing a unique style with a lot of cutting and movement off the ball, crashing the offensive glass. I mean, it all seems to be working.
Now here's Clark, and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here's Milwaukee now. The Bucks trail by 9. Tipped away. Wells with it. Now Porter defending. Pass to Spencer. To the paint. Here's Green. We saw him with 19 his last time out. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
I mean, the size and athleticism of Giannis, arguably without precedent, an incredibly prolific finisher.
Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Outside Porter. Pass to Jang. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Brandon Clark. That's his first foul. And despite the NBA's popularity, some folks criticizing the wide-open style of play.
Yeah, you know, B.A., some of the artistry is lost when guys are mostly hunting for open threes. But for some teams like the Celtics and Warriors, that's been a championship-winning formula. And, well, we all know it's a copycat league.
Dang, shot is off.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
Here's Spencer. No points so far. Here's Wells. Pass to Spencer. 5 to shoot. Now here's Clark. Turner covers. Fires from 14. Clark, no good.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt. Here's Spencer. He's guarded by Porter. Pass to Wells. Beyond the arc. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
It simply makes them pay for the lackluster defense.
The Bucks trail by 11. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. Giannis Antetokounmpo talked about what keeps him going. He said the most important thing is to stay humble. At the end of the day, I realized that I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm just happy, and I always want to be better and do better for my team. And that's what gives me joy. Back to you, B.A.
You got to respect that mindset. Allie, we appreciate the report. Here's Spencer. They lead by 11, largest margin of the game. Clock at 4. Here's Aldama. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
And look at how well Aldama moves. Setting the screen, but then quickly moving into scoring position.
And the Bucks call time here. And, Coach, some tough luck for the Bucks with injuries to their star players in recent years.
Yeah, well, last season, Lillard went down with the Achilles. Before him, Chris Middleton battled injuries. Even Giannis had his share. In this league, it's not enough to just be good. You need to have some luck, too.
Some changes here for the Grizzlies. Prosper's checked in for Clark. Jackson comes in for Wells. And Jerome subbed in for Spencer. You look at Prince. Boy, he's a sniper. Third best three-point shooter in the league. And, of course, Ty Jerome, he's right there with those guys. This is a guy you cannot leave.
Tear it up from downtown. It just seemed like any chance they got to take the deep ball, they took the shot without hesitation. I just love the confidence.
Now here's Jerome. Jackson, right side. Here's Prosper. And it... As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
First team foul.
He buries it from three. Prince has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And here's Jerome. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Throughout his career, Taurean Prince has continued to prove himself as a reliable 3-and-D wing.
Well, he's an athletic, strong, and confident swingman. And B.A., as long as he continues shooting it well from deep and locking guys up, he's going to have a spot in this league.
The passion Kuzma plays with inside rubs off and makes his whole team better.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time.
Well, you can live with that turnover because they've been very careful with the ball up till this point.
Trent, the pass to Prince. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Prince has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Jerome with the ball. Portis picks him up. Jerome with the ball. No made baskets yet. Jackson outside. Shot clock at 5. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Bucks. The Bucks trail by 9. Prince down low. And Milwaukee tacks on 2 more.
I just love the ball moves.
And we've got 28 seconds left in the second. Now here's Jerome. Jackson outside. Some nice ball movement by Memphis. Over to the wing. Back to Jerome, to the right side. Here's Coward. Pure from three-point range. Coward's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
Puts the pass right on the mark.
So we conclude the first half. Memphis ahead. They're up by 10.
Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Ja Morant in the first half. He ended up and 1 assist. And last game, he could never really get going. Maybe that lit a fire under him tonight. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how Memphis played?
They made every possession count by limiting their mistakes. Very disciplined about protecting the ball and making the right play. If they keep this up, the lead should be safe. Don't get cocky and lose just because you're ahead.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Milwaukee?
Well, it's never fun. You're playing against a team that's on fire. This team was on fire. They showed effort on defense, but it didn't matter. They couldn't get the stops. I don't think the opponent could sustain this kind of shooting.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye, Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. Oh, a fantastic game from Ja Morant in this one.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
The Bucks trail by 10. You talk about a high variance team. The Grizzlies keep you guessing, Coach.
Yeah, they do. They're young, brash, a ton of talent, and at times they've seemed poised to take over the West, but it hasn't happened yet.
And on the floor for Doc Rivers as we get into the second half. Inside, they have Giannis and Turner. Then there's Kevin Porter, and it's Rollins in at the shooting guard position.
If you look at the breakdown, Morant's as efficient as anyone. He's the ball handler in the pick and roll.
Antetokounmpo against Edey. Antetokounmpo can't connect. Grizzlies lead by 13. Outside Morant. It's Wells on the wing. Outside for Morant. Just 5 on the clock. Morant hammers it down hard.
This is Morant at his very best. His teammates need to just continue getting him the ball and letting him do his thing.
And it's Porter for the Bucks. Pass to Jang. Now here's Antetokounmpo. And again, it's the Bucks missing.
That halftime break didn't seem to do them any favors, starting off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Here's Aldama. Crafty move. And it's good on the layup. Aldama's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now. Yeah, they get one to fall. Now 1 for 4 to start the 3rd quarter.
Blocked! Out of bounds as Memphis keeps possession. So both teams changing it up here. Into the 3rd. 2 minutes in now. Now Morant. 20 points for him. 4 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot. And that one hits the back iron.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
Coach, I've heard you say one of the most frustrating things to watch is a team that beats itself.
Yeah, I think one of the things is before you can win, you got to make sure you don't lose. And when you're doing things like turning the ball over or fouling needlessly, those are probably the 2 biggest areas. Those are beat-yourself types of stats, and it's hard to get away with those at the highest level.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you. In an era of title or bust thinking, it's noteworthy that the grit and grind Grizzlies of the 2010s are properly celebrated. While they never made it past the Western Conference Finals, their physical style, built around Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, and Mike Conley, built a lasting legacy in Memphis. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Allie. No good on that one.
The presence Giannis has on the floor is incredible. He's must-see TV.
Clark is checked in for Memphis. And the second free throw is good. And Grant, for everything else he's accomplished, Giannis hasn't quite mastered the three-point shot.
And you know, he hasn't had to, B.A. You want him inside, hitting on those high percentages, shutting down the lane defensively, and, of course, controlling the boards.
Porter from outside, and that one's good. And Green with the assist. Green's got his 3rd assist of the night. Grizzlies lead by 12. Clark left side. Pass to Edey. Here's Hendricks. And is blocked. They retain possession. Just over 3.5 minutes through the 3rd. Shot's good by Antetokounmpo.
Well, that's the touch of Giannis. We've seen it improve so much over his career.
Morant against Porter. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
Stan, he's one of the most exciting players in the league right now. What makes Ja Morant so special?
Well, look, B.A., his explosiveness. Sometimes he makes you nervous with how much he throws his body around. But what I love about Ja is that it shows he has no off switch. He plays with intensity.
And Morant remains one of the most explosive guards in the league. A fearless competitor who doesn't back down from anyone and has unlimited confidence.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Prosper's checked in for Edey. Jackson comes in for Clark. And Ty Jerome subbed in for Spencer. Now here's Trent. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Timeout called. Milwaukee. Boy, you got to like what Ja Morant has done in this game.
Yeah, they need to figure out a way to stop him. Perhaps a scheme shift. I'm not sure.
Already to take the ball. Give it up for your Grizzlies.
And looking at second chance points last year, here were the teams that did the most damage on the offensive glass. In third, Memphis.
This is a hustle stat. This team pounded the offensive glass, and it shows in their numbers from last year.
Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
Nice work by Morant. He just explodes off the screen.
A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Trent, the pass to Portis. Nance outside. It's rebounded by Memphis. 17 points was their biggest margin. Nance against Morant. Pass to Hendricks. Back to Morant. Over Nance. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Portis. Unable to get the ball in bounds. And they got called for a 5-second violation.
Well, keeping control of the ball must have been an emphasis for them. Very clean game so far.
Rollins, he's checked in for Trent. That's tipped and stolen by Morant. It's hauled in by Rollins.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Kuzma outside. Nance right side. Soft touch off the glass.
They're really looking to that inside game here in the second half, getting away from taking a bunch of threes.
Here's Morant. And then Morant with the dunk.
Well, yeah, there's that explosiveness we talk about with Morant. He gets off the floor with such ease.
29 seconds left in the third quarter. And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second team foul. Coming onto the floor for your Grizzlies.
Here's Rollins. Pounded by Morant. Rollins no good.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Grizzlies lead by 14. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for the 8 seconds.
Now into the lineup for your Grizzlies, Santi Aldama.
And the Bucks with the possession here. Here's Rollins. Softly drops in the floater. Rollins has gotten his second bucket of the game.
The floater can be a tricky shot, but that's the right choice.
The layup off target. And so it's Memphis, now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
He's always near the top of the list for this honor. I mean, passes like these are his specialty.
Well, he's a consummate floor general, surveying the defense and delivering the pass on time and on target.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. We've got Jalen Wells, Zach Edey out there with Santi Aldama. Then it's Ty Jerome, and it's Coward in at the 2. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. That one drops for him.
Well, Aldama's size makes attacking from right under the hoop an easy option.
Sent back. Here's Coward. The 3 is up. Can't hit that one. To the inside. Antetokounmpo. Oh, Giannis dunks it home.
He's a true scoring machine.